15-year-old girl, 7 months pregnant, and the court had to decide whose life matters more. India's Supreme Court just issued a landmark ruling on reproductive rights, and it's one that every Indian needs to understand. Hi, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to break down a Supreme Court order that goes beyond one case. It reshapes how India thinks about women's rights over her own body. Let's get into it. Now, here's what happened. There was a 15-year-old minor who was over 30 weeks pregnant. That's more than 7 months. Now, under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, the legal limit for termination is 24 weeks. So she was past the statutory window. Her mother filed a petition before the Supreme Court seeking permission for termination. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The state, which was represented by the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, argued that termination at this advanced stage posed a medical risk both to the girl as well as to fetus. His suggestion? It was that she could give birth and the child could be placed for adoption through a government body called CARA, which is Central Adoption Resource Authority. He even offered financial assistance to help. Now, on paper, this might sound reasonable, but the Supreme Court just wasn't buying it. Justice B.V. Nagaratna pushed back sharply. She said, what if the minor simply does not want to continue the pregnancy? What then? And in its final order, the bench made something crystal clear. It said, a woman cannot be compelled to continue an unwanted pregnancy just because the child can be given up for adoption. The court said, and this is important, that what matters is the choice of the pregnant woman, not the interest of the child yet to be born. It acknowledged that the minor had already been suffering. The pregnancy had disrupted her education. She had shown signs of severe psychological distress. She even attempted to take her own life. The court said that forcing her to carry pregnancy to term would inflict grave mental, emotional, and physical trauma. Now, this ruling isn't just emotionally powerful, it's constitutionally grounded as well. The bench invoked Article 21, the right to life and personal liberty, and said that reproductive autonomy is a core part of that right. Your right to make decisions about your own body is a fundamental right, and it cannot be taken away by imposing unreasonable restrictions, especially in cases involving minors. The court also addressed that a procedural argument, that is, when the government essentially said that, look, the statutory limit has passed, and now there's nothing that we can do. The court rejected this completely. And it said that the constitutional courts exist precisely for situations where statutory remedies run out. When the law's windows has closed, the constitutional doors must remain open. And then the court issued a chilling warning. It said that if courts routinely refuse relief in such cases, then women, especially minors, won't simply accept it. They'll run to unsafe, illegal abortion methods, secret procedures, back alley clinics, and that would expose them to far greater risk and danger. The court allowed the termination in this case, and it directed the procedure to be carried out at AIIMS, New Delhi, with all necessary medical safeguards in place. The minor's mother was asked to submit an affidavit and undertaking consenting to the procedure on behalf of the minor daughter. Now, why does this case matter beyond one 15-year-old? Because it sets a precedent. It tells every court, especially in India, that when a woman, especially a minor, comes before you with an unwanted pregnancy, you look at the case through her eyes. You look not from the eyes of fetus, not the society, no procedural limitations, but you look at through the eyes of the woman, especially when it is a minor and it is an unwanted pregnancy. It pushes back against the idea that adoption is some kind of neutral, painless alternative to termination. Pregnancy is a physical and psychological experience, and it cannot be reduced to a logistics problem. And it firmly places reproductive autonomy within the framework of fundamental rights, something that future courts will have to reckon with. This ruling won't end the debate around abortion rights in India. These conversations are complex, and they should be. But what the Supreme Court has done here is remind us that at the center of every policy debate is a human being, and her dignity matters. Now, if you found this breakdown useful, like it, share it, and subscribe for more explainers on laws, rights, and stories shaping India. Bye-bye.